Welcome back, everyone, to the Bears Football Plays YouTube channel. Today is Wednesday. It's April 16th. It is Wednesday morning, and I'm back breaking down some more plays in the MLB for you guys. 1-3 day yesterday. Brutal, disgusting, horrible. Let's talk about it. Reds Mariners under 8 runs. First batter of the day. Dylan Moore, home run going up against Nick Lodolo. Hurt me in two ways. One, we had the under. Two, I had a nerfy. Three, we had Nick Lodolo under his total runs. So that first batter kind of set the tone for the entire game. I believe the final score was 8-6 or 8-4 in favor of Cincinnati. Under got crushed. Nick Lodolo kind of got crushed. If Dylan Moore didn't exist, though, he would have hit the under total runs because Dylan Moore had 3 RBIs and 2 home runs going up against Nick Lodolo, and he allowed 4 runs. So not really how I imagined if I lost it'd be like a Cal Raleigh or Julio Rodriguez hitting a couple home runs. Dylan Moore, who hits in the 9-hole usually, doesn't have a ton of power, gets 2 of them against Nick Lodolo. That's tough. Phillies team total over 4.5. That happened, I believe, in the 7th inning. It was elder abuse. There's no other way to say it. Justin Verlander he pitched pretty well. 5 innings. He was sitting at 84 pitches. I was getting nervous because the Phillies had 2, and I was like, there's no way they bring Verlander out there for the 6th inning. He's already got 80-something pitches. He's 45, 40, 50 years old, whatever. However, I think he's actually 42 or 43, but they brought him back out there, and even whenever he was at 101 pitches and the Phillies had runners on first and second with 1 out, they still left him out there, and he gave up a couple singles, and it was curtains. And then they finally pulled him with like 110 pitches. You can't do that to Justin Verlander. His arm's going to fall off. So that was elder abuse. Final play, O'Neill Cruz over 4. Apparently the Fightins do not work. I saw a lot of articles yesterday talking about them. They're bringing back a trend. Well, they sucked. The Nationals shut them out. The bullpen of the Nationals shut them out after Jake Irvin shut them out. Jake Irvin's been bad this year. I'm happy to see him pitch well. Bullpen's been bad this year. I'm happy to see them pitch well. That's disgusting what the Pirates did. No runs, only like 3 or 4 hits against the Nats, and a bad loss for them. So 1-3 day. Let's try to get back on track today. I was trying to see if our starting pitchers are going to be the same today. I have Spencer Strider going up against Chris Bassett on my phone. Spencer Strider going up against Chris Bassett. So we got the right matchup here for the Atlanta Braves going up against the Blue Jays. We have the Blue Jays in this game on the money line. They are going to be plus 120. They are now plus 124. All right, I got the right spread there too. Nice. Plus 124 in this game. The Blue Jays yesterday, Spencer Schwellenbach, he pitched really well again until the bottom of the 5th inning, gave up 6 or 7 runs. Tough. That's tough for the young man. He's been pitching really well. If the Blue Jays can get to him, they can get to Spencer Strider. I think we just have to wait it out 4, 5, 6 innings with Strider. If he does pitch, he's coming off that injury last season. He's obviously a really good arm for the Atlanta Braves, and we'll see what he can do. Maybe a little bit of rust here. But we just have to wait it out. If you waited it out with the Blue Jays yesterday, it was 1-0 in the bottom of the 5th. This Braves team cannot score runs. They have one of the best top of the orders, top 5 hitters in baseball, and they just can't hit the ball. They can't drive anybody in. They're swinging on first pitches. They're getting pop-ups, flyouts to foul territory. They're not patient at the plate. They're not taking walks. They're swinging at the first pitch, and they're all swinging for home runs. Go watch a Braves game. You'll see it. They're all swinging for the fences. They're not looking for base hits. They're being a little bit selfish. I'm going to take the Blue Jays here on the money line as the first play of the day. Second play, Nationals going up against the Pirates. I have Mitchell Parker on here. I'm almost positive this would be the 5th day of rest for him. But it still says Mitchell Parker going up against Bailey Falter. This would only be, he pitched on the 11th, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. That's 5 days of rest. Technically, that's okay, but usually whenever that happens, we see a pitching change the day of. But it is still Mitchell Parker going up against Bailey Falter. They are now minus 109 on the money line, and we are going to take the Nationals here minus 109 on the money line. I don't think the Pirates have any idea what they're doing. I looked at that lineup, and I know I was high on them at the start of the season. If O'Neill Cruz and Brian Reynolds aren't touching the ball, that's a really, really big problem for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Neither of them got a hit yesterday. Both of them on the start of the season have not looked great. Oneil Cruz cannot hit left-handed pitching whatsoever. He still does not have a hit going up against lefties this season. Brian Reynolds, a switch hitter. He might do a little bit better going up against the left side than the right, but this Pirates offense, they're not producing enough runs. The Nationals can produce a lot of runs. They've shown it all season long. They are towards the top of the MLB this season in runs scored per game. The only problem we've had this year is the bullpen, which is the worst in the MLB. Our starters are doing pretty good. Bullpen is the worst in the MLB, which is, that's on par. We're playing, what do they say? We're in mid-season form, you can say, for the Washington Nationals. But I like them here on the money line. We have the better pitcher on the mound. We have the better bats in the game. We're technically the underdog. I'll take the Nats here on the money line as the final game pick of the day. For the player props, we're going with Alex Call. We're going to stay in that Pittsburgh Pirates game. Left on right here, Alex Call used to be the 8 or 9 hole for the Nationals last year. I think he started at the 8 or 7 hole this year with the Nats, but he was so good last year. They brought him up. They put him at the 1 spot. He was hitting like 450 to end the season in like 30 games. Now he's back in the 1 spot because the Nats dealing with a couple injuries like C.J. Abrams, who is supposed to be back in a couple days. That's going to be fun to have him back. But Alex Call is now hitting at the top of the lineup. He's been decent. He's been good enough to stay at the top of the lineup and stay with the Nationals. This is a very good young team. People need to realize that. People need to realize that James Wood could potentially win an MVP in the next 3 years, and it could be this year. He is leader, tied for the lead in home runs this season, and he's got speed. He's good at defense. He crushes the ball. People need to put respect on some of these players for the Nationals. We're going over 1.5 bases going up against Bailey Falter. He's coming in with a nearly 7 ERA this year. We're going to see fastball and then a mix of curve, slider, and sinker. You can kind of forget about the split. He barely throws it. This season, we have slider as the best pitch for Alex Call to hit at 500 batting average with the fastballs right there. 308 batting average. Both of those numbers are good. Slug percentage against the fastball, 462. Don't expect a home run. I would love a home run, but a couple hits down the line, we should be chilling. Plus, Alex Call this year, he is 4 of 8 going up against lefties with a 500 batting average and a 455 on-base percentage. He has scored 3 times in his 8 at-bats going up against lefties. So if you're looking for like runs scored, I think runs are definitely a prop on PrizePicks and on FanDuel. So if you want runs scored in the game, Alex Call could be a good play here. Over 0.5 runs for him as well. But I'm going to go over 1.5 bases as the first player prop tonight. Second player prop, Nick Pivetta. Let's check that Cubs game because this is going to be a really good play, I think. Yes, he is still projected to be the starter on the mound going up against the Cubbies. Nick Pivetta, we're going under 17.5 outs. Now, you take a look at the numbers on the season for Nick. He has not been a bad pitcher for the San Diego Padres. He came over from the Red Sox. He was decent with the Red Sox last year. I wouldn't call him a good pitcher, 4.14 ERA, 6 wins, 12 losses. That's not necessarily good, but it's not necessarily bad enough to get you out of the league. The Padres took a chance on him. 3 games so far, he's only given up 3 total runs. He has 2 wins, 1 loss, 0.82 whip, 1.59 ERA. Going up against the Cubs in this game. The Cubs on the season against righties, they are top 5 in the MLB with a 259 batting average. They slug the hell out of the ball going up against both right and left. The on-base percentage is good going up against right and left. This team has 20 home runs already going up against right-handed pitching in 2025. That is a huge number. They have a ton of extra base hits already this season against right-handed pitching. You look at the numbers for Nick Pivetta, you see they're pretty good. His numbers against those opposing teams, against his 3 top pitches, they've been really good on the season. Under 17.5 ounces to play because he's already pitched against the Cubs already. He only went 3 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, a home run, and 3 walks. The Cubs have been some of the best bats in baseball so far. He sprinkled in 2 games this year where those numbers make him look a little bit better than he is, against the Rockies, which we know one of the worst teams in the MLB, and the Atlanta Braves, who I just talked about can't hit the ball to save their lives. And really, we can say the Atlanta Braves are one of the worst teams in baseball too, because that is an actual fact. The Braves have like 3 wins on the season. It's disgusting this year for the Atlanta Braves. They have all that talent. They can't win any games. He's had 2 good starts against bad teams and then 1 bad start going up against the Cubs. I think he has another bad start here. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a bad start for him to go under 17.5 outs. That's what, 5 2/3 inning he has to pitch. he could give up a couple runs and have that pitch count up if the Cubs stay patient at the plate. I like Nick Pivetta here, under 17.5 outs as the final play of the day. For the double parlay, Alex Call's up and down the line, and then Kyle Tucker in that game going up against Nick Pivetta, and then Alex Call to get us a hit. Bobby Witt Jr. to get us a hit. The only man who can get a hit for the Kansas City Royals, Bobby Witt Jr. Going to take him to get a hit in that game for him. Let's go over to the NBA recap graphic. Blue Jays on the money line, Nationals on the money line. Blue Jays will be plus money, Nationals going to be minus 109, it looks like. Pivetta under 17.5 outs going up against Chicago. Then Alex Call over his 1.5 bases going up against the Pirates as the final play of the day. Guys, it's going to do it for the MLB picks and props for Wednesday, April 16th slate of games. If you guys enjoyed the content, please drop a like this video and subscribe channel below. See you guys next video, and thanks for watching.